Hey y'all, welcome back to the party. It is me, your girl, BrittReacts, and today we're going to react to a clip from the Brilliant Idiots. This is Charlemagne and Andrew Schulz's podcast, and they are, well, it says Andrew Schulz specifically is reacting to the Diddy trial details, which the trial did start. I think they just wrapped week 2 and start week 3 this coming into this week, the very end of May. So I feel like I've avoided this topic for as long as I can. And I do think these two gentlemen are great to kind of hear their take because they are a part of the cultural heartbeat. And I feel like this this trial is a big deal for the culture, in the culture. So let's see what they have to say.
You see some of the stuff that came out this week?
He's getting off.
What?
You don't believe that.
Diddy might get off, hell.
You don't believe that. First of all, let me tell you something.
Diddy might get off.
The feds have a 97% conviction rate, and I want everybody to remember this. We're only on week 2. Okay?
So
we're on week 2, and now I'm understanding everything. I'm understanding the racketeering aspect of it. I've been understood the sex trafficking aspect of it, but I'm understanding the racketeering aspect of it because of, hold on, look at this shit. Let me.
Okay, so I said the same thing on week 1 with just Cassie. My husband asked me how I'd been reading everything, and I want to be very honest with you guys. It was really super hard to just keep up with what was going on in Cassie's testimony. It was triggering. It was heartbreaking knowing she was 8 months pregnant. And then it was also frustrating seeing so many people be like, well, why didn't you just leave? First of all, you have to remember this girl was super young and this man had a lot of money and a lot of power, and there's probably a whole lot of other aspects we cannot even begin to think of. But as we got into week 2 and you heard testimony from former assistants and other people, again, like Charlemagne said, I started to understand the RICO charge of it all, and like paying other people to move things and pick up things and buy things, all these things that are very much illegal, that I too started to feel like, oh, okay. Because I really was like, what does this have to do with racketeering? Like it is wrong. It is awful, the things he did, but I didn't understand how it related to the charge. But now you can start to see the defense and the prosecution and how they are building this case up. And I do think the defense is doing a good job of defending and trying to make people look uncredible in certain ways. But I think, again, the prosecution is slowly building Lego blocks in this case for what will inevitably show how he ran a very illegal empire and had control of a lot of people. But that's just my opinion. Let's see what Charlemagne's about to pull up on his phone.
Yeah, tell me what because what did I miss? Because
her friend.
Oh, the friendship was crazy.
Yeah,
wait, what's the friendship?
Hold on.
And he hit.
Wait, what's the friendship?
The RICO charge against Diddy is not just about sex trafficking one victim, and it's just about more than sex trafficking. The RICO, feds are accusing him of multiple acts of kidnapping, arson, witness tampering, bribery, forced labor, intent to distribute narcotics, and more.
And we've heard a lot of that already. The arson is with Kid Cudi's car, which I don't know if they're going to be able to prove. Kid Cudi himself even said that from Diddy's mouth. Diddy said he didn't know what he was talking about. But a lot of these other things we have already heard through testimony that Charlemagne just read as far as the charges are concerned.
So when you hear these stories about how, the day one of Cassie's friends took the stand and said, fucking Diddy assaulted her.
Yeah.
And made her, paid her
$30,000
and made her sign an NDA. And she confronted them, it's a white girl too. She confronted them after seeing Cassie get hands put on her. And so Diddy put hands on her. You understand what I'm saying?
Look at Andrew.
Then you got shit like, the Kid Cudi car getting blown up.
Kid Cudi's car got blown up?
Yes.
Culturally, everyone remembers when this happened. And I don't think anyone put the pieces of the puzzle together because I don't know if anyone knew that he was dating Cassie and Diddy was this notorious gangster. But I mean, when you go back and you think about everything that Diddy has been around, when you start to think about his other case, like with the J-Lo situation and all the other kind of criminal activity he's somehow been able to distance himself from, but in all honesty, he's been around. You're like, how could we have missed that? It's wild.
Car getting blown up.
Oh, Kid Cudi's car got blown up?
Yes. Like, this shit, like, the feds are doing this, bro. The feds are just slowly letting all of this shit out. They've done all their due diligence, and we always forget one thing. They ran up in his house. We don't even know what they got out of it.
They've started
But
to
whatever
tell
they
us
got out of there
a
led
lot
to
of
all of
weapons.
this.
Yeah, I
The
think
feds got a 97% conviction rate.
I think I might take back my statement, man. I kind of just said it without really knowing what I was talking about because it seems like it's pretty bad. If he blew up, what's his name?
Allegedly.
Allegedly. If he allegedly, are those sticking to the top of the ceiling?
Wasn't that they said that was from the night of his hotel, right?
Okay, got it.
They said that was the night they arrested him, right?
Yeah.
That's the night they arrested him, bro.
Well, look, he's a little
Still
Jolly
there.
Rancher, though.
Oh,
That's
nice.
the night they arrested him. He got the honey pack. He got
Honey pack
drugs.
is crazy.
Nah.
He got
What are they
fucking
looking at?
oils.
Nah. But are these illegal things to have?
Nah, I think it just shows that he got a
Not the coke or the Tootsie.
pink cocaine. I don't know, man.
That's his house?
Baby oil.
I don't.
What is his fixation with baby oil? What is that about?
To make it shiny.
We've learned that he liked Cassie and the gentlemen, escorts, and other people to be glistening. Like Cassie said in her testimony that every 5 to 10 minutes she would have to reapply. So that must be something that is a kink or a turn on for him in some way. Allegedly. This is all alleged. I am just reiterating what has come out from testimony. I am not saying I believe it or that it is true. Allegedly.
What is his fixation with baby oil?
And
What is that
Astro Light.
about?
To make it shiny.
Yeah, he likes them super shiny.
But
What
like,
is his- what-
what is he like shiny? The butt?
Wet. No.
You know what I
Both of them.
You know what I really believe? I believe Diddy.
They went through a gallon in one day.
And I've said this on this podcast before. I believe Diddy is just always trying to
It's more
escape.
than that.
I believe he's experienced so much trauma in his life. He's had so much grief around him that he's always trying to escape. And what makes him feel like he's escaping is drugs and sex.
Yeah, those are.
I agree, but I disagree. I think a lot of the trauma and the things he's trying to escape are the things he did. The demons that are following him because of things he has done to other people or situations he's put himself in or situations he's put loved ones in that have hurt them. I think he's trying to mentally escape those things. And I also think, I've said this before, like in the Epstein and the Weinstein and the Trump allegations and all these things, like when you get to a certain level of power, fame, and money, there's very little that can appease you, you become insatiable, like nothing. And so this greed and desire to have power over other people takes over. And it's like, that is the only thing that can really get you going anymore. It's like knowing you have this control over people because of your money, your power, and your fame. And I think a lot of it has to do with that, as well as like he's a mogul. This man has so much money, so much wealth, so much fame, so much power in Hollywood that like a normal relationship, a normal adult interaction no longer was feeding his cravings. Honestly, that's what I think. I think that it became bigger than that, and then it became bigger than him. And next thing you know, it's like he's doing all these things to get his way simply because he can, and he has people who will do it for him. And that is the scariest part about people. Like, I just reacted to the Fat Files, and we're talking about Escobar and his freaking hippos. The man had so much money that he was burning $2 million worth of money on a campsite. Like, he just had so much money, he had nothing else to do with it. And I think you get to that point where you have like so much, no one tells you no, everything is a yes. It's like, what can I do that I can get away with? But again, these are my thoughts. I'm not saying this is true. This is just like what I
feel like he's
Gotta keep
escaping
saying that.
is drugs and sex.
Yeah, those are great mechanisms for escape.
And as long as you
Andrew
can
is
constantly
annoying.
stay high and constantly stay in some type of zone where you fucking You never got to deal with reality.
They didn't even
But I
use
don't
probably
think he
spit.
was
They used the
always doing
oil.
those
Why would you use spit with all that baby oil,
That's what
Taylor?
I'm saying. That's
And not just
bad.
baby oil, they got lube
know-
and Astroglide and all types of
But
shit.
she said that though, that they used it like every 5 minutes. That's so unhealthy for her vagina.
She talked
Oh,
about
you're saying
that.
it can mess up the pH balance?
That's what
She talked
happened. That's what
about
she
it.
said.
She said she had
I don't know, man.
so
Wait,
I
what
just-
did she say? What happened to her vagina?
That
had a bunch
she
of
couldn't.
not serious.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I just don't see. I mean, listen, like I said, it's only week 2, and you got 8 to 10 more weeks. I believe it's going to come a point where the prosecution is going to be like, no mas.
Really?
No mas. Can we talk about this plea again?
You mean the defense? The
The
defense.
defense,
not
no,
prosecution.
no, defense. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
The
not
defense. The
prosecution.
defense is gonna be like, no mas, no mas. Can we talk about this plea at some point? Can we revisit this plea shit again?
And then he just
Because they already conceded to the conduct. Y'all do know that, right?
Yeah.
Oh.
so then,
First day,
so then if
they're trying to make it. They conceded to the conduct. They're just saying that the conduct
Was consensual.
Consensual.
Got it.
There wasn't. He didn't coerce anybody to do any of these things.
why did Cassie, and this could be just fake headlines, but say I still have love for that time in my life?
She probably does.
She probably
How
does,
could-
because that's
I
what
don't-
abuse
how-
is.
She
And
why does she
Stockholm-
need to be hate? Like, why does she need to hate so much?
Stockholm syndrome is.
Stockholm syndrome, there it is. But she also explained like she first, this girl was like 19, 20, 21 when she first met this man. He introduced her to fame, her music career, like, and she said it, like, there were days she was holding on to good days. So there were days we can all, I mean, if you've been through any type of trauma, part of the trauma is that you pick and choose, right? Like, you're able to pick. You have to survive. You're in survival mode. And it's also probably made her a huge part of who she is today, overcoming all of that. The mother she is, the wife she is, the woman she is today. And often I think that shows healing, is how you can come out on the other side from something like that and not harbor resentment and anger. And you can say, I hold space for that part of my life, and I'm past it. That to me takes more strength than I can't like you. I want to see him under the jail. It's like, that's what people would expect but for you to be wholly healed and to say, I hold space for that part of my life. There were parts of it that, I'm thankful for. That shows an incredible amount of strength and healing, in my opinion.
Why does she
Stockholm-
need to be hate? Like, why does she need to hate so much?
Stockholm syndrome is real. Like plenty of people fall in love with folks that abuse them. Like, I can see that. Like, that's not a crazy thing for somebody to say.
So she's angry at the abuse despite still loving some of the times together.
Yeah.
Oof, that's really brutal, man.
It's emotional. That's what emotional manipulation is, though, right?
Also, you're so pot committed. Like, I imagine, like, once you've been disrespected and defiled in such a severe way, you're almost trapped by that behavior, because you're like, if
That's a point.
he just says to the world that this is what I would do, I can't be a pop star anymore. If he just says this to the world, that's the things that I'm into and I've been peed on and all these other things, like, I won't have a
That was
successful
probably the
career.
hardest thing to listen to, when she said that, like, it happened all the time in her mouth. But yeah, I mean, her mother ended up having to pay a lump sum so that he threatened to release something. Her mother paid the money, and then a couple of days later he returned it. I think that shows someone who understands their power and abuse of the power and manipulation. He scared her so much, she had to admit what was going on to her mother. Her mother, they then took out a second mortgage, paid this man, and then he just returned the money right back a couple of days later.
That's the things that I'm into and I've been peed on and all these other things, like, I won't have a successful career. So in a way, it's a mechanism to trap them. Do you know, like I don't know if it's the same thing, but, like, you know how, like, in fraternities they do that hazing shit and you got to do, like, some weird gay stuff or whatever. It's like, I wonder if part of that is like, hey, you're gonna stay silent because we know you did some weird ass shit.
That's a good ass point, because those people who do that shit, they get abused in a lot of ways. Not saying that all fraternities and sororities do that, but a lot of them do.
The ones that do,
do
yeah.
some levels of abuse, and yet they still want to be down with the frat and still love the frat, right? So it's kind of like the same thing. Like, you can be with a person, grow to love that person, and then that person turns abusive, and you're trying to figure out why the fuck is this happening?
Gangs too. I remember when we were young, like, in order to join up with the Bloods, whatever, you had to give someone $150. That was like the rumor going around. You had to, like, their face with a box cutter. And it's like, you just slicing random people's faces. Yes, you, I guess, have joined this gang, but at the same time, you've committed to being, I don't know if you're a bad person for the rest of your life, but like you've committed to doing a bad act. And once you've not committed, but once you've submitted to that, it's easier for you to do other horrible things.
That $150 don't got nothing on that butt 69. When you do that butt 69,
Charlamagne can't. He's so unserious.
Did you see the
He's so unserious. He's so unserious.
escort from Florida, I believe, the one that he was like kind of going crazy. He was like shooting at the cops and stuff like that. And then he was testifying to the police about being one of their sexual escorts.
Oh, I remember that from back in the day.
And didn't he try to shoot Trump? Wasn't he the guy that they arrested?
I missed the beginning of what I didn't know about this first half. I know about the escort. He's writing the book, but what about what?
And didn't he try to shoot Trump? Wasn't he the guy that they arrested trying to assassinate Trump?
Yeah, I don't know if it's, but yeah, I just sent that to the group. It's like, because I was like, yo, you don't even look like you were escort, and then you see pictures of what he used to look like, and I was like, oh, okay, you actually
thought
do
he was
look
more
like
handsome.
Chippendales.
You thought he was handsome?
No,
you liked him? You thought he was fuckable back
Butt
then?
69?
Yeah,
That's the guy?
Butt 69.
Let me see, man. Let me see.
Butt 69. You're never the same after that. What gang are you in?
but he said Diddy is part of the black Illuminati called the Boule. Have you ever heard of that? And are you in it?
I've heard of the bootay.
And are you in it?
I've heard of the bootay.
No, but are you in it?
I've never been in the bootay.
See, you're making jokes. You're
Charlamagne
making
is
me think
avoiding
that
the
you're in it.
question.
Yo, speaking of black Illuminati.
Hold on.
Hold on.
Hey, ChatGPT, what is the Boule or the black Illuminati?
The black Illuminati.
Officially known as Sigma Pi Phi, is the oldest African-American Greek-lettered organization, founded in 1904. It was established to provide a network and support system for the black professional class at a time when opportunities for African-Americans were extremely limited due to segregation and racism.
That don't
Over
got
the
nothing to do
years-
with butt fuck 69, bro.
Are you in it?
Got it.
No, but I have a comic book coming out this June that explores that world.
Charlamagne.
Yes, man. Come on, yo. I'll be 10 steps ahead of you stupid motherfuckers all the time. Illuminati, okay? A thriller where hip-hop and comics collide. It'll be out this June.
Is he serious?
I've been announced that a long time ago.
Hey, ChatGPT, is Charlamagne the God part of the Boule?
There's no public evidence or official statement indicating that Charlamagne the God is a member of the Boule or Sigma Pi Phi.
What the fuck is Sigma Pi Phi?
Wait a minute.
Also known as the Boule, is the first Greek letter society founded by African-American professionals.
Saying the same thing?
Yo, question. Is that picture where Charlamagne is on his
cover up.
hands and knees and his ass is in the air? Is that a real picture of Charlamagne or is that someone else?
Which program are you using?
They're so unserious. This went
Hold
from
on.
serious to unserious.
Well, keep going. Sorry for interrupting.
What?
No worries. That image is actually a photoshopped or manipulated picture that has circulated online. Charlamagne the God himself has addressed such images in the past, noting they are fake and often used to mock or spread rumors. In short, it's not an
Charlamagne is just
authentic photo of
chilling.
him.
He's just chilling.
Yo.
Wow.
In partnership-
Charlamagne is Illuminati. You got ChatGPT edited
Listen.
just to. Yo.
Illuminati.
That went way left. Oh, gosh. All right. Sound off in the comments. Just please be kind to any and everyone, you know. That's all I can say. Go and have the day you deserve. Goodbye.